Now that 2010 is over, I think it's time to look back on what mattered the most. The movies. These are my 10 personal favorites. Now keep in mind that there are movies that I haven't seen, so if your favorite movie isn't on this list, don't panic, I may not have seen it yet. At number 10 is Shutter Island. 2010 was a great year for the thriller, and Martin Scorsese, as always, does an excellent job. The cast is stellar, the camera work is superb, and the environment gives you that creepy vibe that's almost unmatched in most movies today. But what sets it apart is the plot. It always keeps shifting in different directions and it keeps you sucked in until the very end. Put it together with a stellar performance by Leonardo DiCaprio, and you've got a great psychological mystery and one of the best movies of 2010. At number 9 is Unstoppable. It may not be as insightful as all the other movies on this list, but god damn is it entertaining. It's the epitome of popcorn entertainment. It's a sweet, simple plot with no real twists, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's fast-paced, but it takes the time to let you know the characters a little bit. Not an easy feat to do since most of the movie is in real time. Denzel Washington and Chris Pine are great with what they got, and you'll undoubtedly be cheering for them the entire movie. At number 8 is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This movie would literally make your head spin because it feels like so many things are going on at once. Its video game and comic book aesthetic are pleasing in the eye, and it's got a perfect mix of witty banter and physical gags. It is, for all intents and purposes, a love story. A hilarious, quirky, balls-to-the-wall action-filled love story. I normally don't like Michael Cera, but in this case he can pull off the lovable loser quite well. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead looks hot in pink hair. I'm just saying. In fact, the only thing bad about this movie was that not enough people went to go see it. At number 7 is The Town. I think I can honestly say that Ben Affleck is a better director than he is an actor. It has a great story, beautifully shot action sequences, and brilliant performances by the cast. Most notably that of Jeremy Renner. He does an almost perfect job of convincing you that he's a guy that you don't want to mess with. And Affleck himself isn't bad either. Marrying drama, action, and even bits of humor, The Town is a complete package, which is why it's number 7 on this list. Number 6, The Fighter. Predictable as it may be, what sets The Fighter apart from most other boxing movies is that it's true. It's fueled by fantastic performances by Christian Bale, Amy Adams, and Melissa Leo. And Mark Wahlberg does a pretty good job too. It's an emotional roller coaster. You'll feel disgust, you'll feel happy, and sometimes you'll even laugh your ass off. And all of this makes The Fighter the best boxing movie since Million Dollar Baby. Number 5 is True Grit. I love the Coen brothers, but even I was skeptical when I found out that they were remaking a John Wayne movie. But now I can put those fears to rest. Jeff Bridges does an excellent job handling the Duke's role. And Matt Damon and Haley Steinfeld do a great job with their parts as well. It's a great character piece containing the Coen brothers' signature brand of humor. True Grit has most assuredly breathed new life into the Western genre. Number 4 is The Social Network. What can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? It's brilliantly funny and contains some of the best dialogue of the year. The performances are extraordinary, including a surprisingly good turn from Justin Timberlake. And it gives you some pretty good insight on how one of the most popular websites in the world got started. Even though Mark Zuckerberg himself was unflattered by the movie and dismissed it as total bullshit, go watch it as a good work of fiction. It's a great movie. At number 3 is Black Swan. Who would have known ballet would have been so frightening? The metamorphic psychological sexual thriller has garnered loads of critical praise and Oscar buzz, and for good reason too. Natalie Portman is at the top of her game, and Darren Aronofsky has cemented himself as a cinematic genius. The camera work is mesmerizing, and the story will keep you on your toes the entire time. It's beautifully deceptive, and depending on your constitution, it will scare the hell out of you. Or if you're not into that kind of stuff, just watch it for the lesbian sex scene. The Social Network was a movie about a phenomenon, but this movie became a phenomenon within itself. Number 2 is Inception. It's an intriguing and wonderfully complex piece of cinema that requires your full, undivided attention. This is a film that pretty much requires multiple viewings, so that you can understand the whole gist of the movie and pick up on some subtle details you may have missed. Christopher Nolan has cemented himself as one of the greatest directors of this generation, and has proved that people can handle a smart blockbuster. It's a movie that truly makes you think, and thanks to its unforgettable ending, that's what a lot of people did. I was very hard-pressed whether or not to put Inception at number 1 or not, but in the end I believe number 2 was a more than fitting place to put it here. All of these movies feature characters that you become emotionally invested in. However, number 1 features characters that I've known and loved for the good majority of my life. My pick for the best movie of 2010 is Toy Story 3. Let me tell you a little story. When I was 5 years old, my grandmother bought me Toy Story on VHS, and I wore that tape out. I'm serious. I remember one time where I watched it 3 times in a single day. As a kid, I couldn't get enough of Woody, Buzz, and company. And whenever Toy Story 2 came out in theaters, I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait to see my friends again. But then I started growing up. I stopped playing with toys, and even though Pixar kept making amazing movies, I believed they were done with it, and I believed they wanted to move on to more mature things. But when I heard that Toy Story 3 was coming out, a little flame lit up inside of me. Not only me, but in a lot of us. We all grew up with Toy Story. Kids, parents, and the people who made them. And when I finally saw it, it was nothing short of spectacular. Trading in the in-your-face comedy gags for a more subtle attempt at storytelling, Toy Story 3 delivers on a fun, exciting, and even heartbreaking tale. Don't get me wrong, it's still really funny, but if you weren't moved by the ending in any way, shape, or form, then you clearly have no soul. The Toy Story series was an experience that deeply affected not only me, but almost everyone who saw it. And number 3 made the series come full circle and completed that experience for me. It just goes to show that Pixar is not just an animation studio, but a group of gifted storytellers who have the uncanny ability to make you care about pieces of plastic. And that is why Toy Story 3 is my number 1 pick as the best movie of 2010. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.